Hi, good morning, my dear student. Today we are going to read your class 11th history, chapter 4, the Central Islamic Land. In this chapter, we will discuss about the origin of Islam in Arabia, the rise of Islam in Arabia, and Caliphate, Umayyad, Ummah, Abbasid revolutions, crusades, cultural and economical development, and education. This chapter is one of the best medium to know about the history of Islam. This chapter is also important. Why? Because if you have remembered when I taught you your previous chapter where we have discussed that the conflict between the Christianity and Islam during 4th century to 7th century, Islam widely spread on worldwide level. They captured Iran, Iraq, and African continent's country Egypt, and they crossed the Mediterranean Sea and they reached the European state also. Gradually, they controlled the three continents regions. They established new culture that was totally different from the Christianity. How can it develop? How can he emerge? How can he rise? What was the history behind that? And who is the founder of? Who was founder of the Islam? And who empowered them? Everything, all the informations this chapter given us. My dear student, in this chapter, the chapter name is, if you will minutely observe about the name of this chapter, the Central Islamic Land, you can understand what we are going to read. Central Islamic Land, it means the land which is situated in the particular in center where Islam emerged, where Islam developed in proper form, where the rise of Islam. So let's start this chapter. As we enter the 20th century, there are over a billion Muslims living in all parts of the world. They are citizens of different nations, speak different language, and dress differently. The process by which they became Muslims were varied, and they were the circumstances in which they went their separate ways. Yet the Islamic community has its most root in the more unified past, which unfolded roughly 1400 years ago in the Arabian Peninsula. In this chapter, we are going to read about the rise of Islam and its expansion over a vast territory extending from Egypt to Afghanistan. The core area of Islamic civilizations from 6 to 1200. In these centuries, Islam society exhibited the multiple political and the cultural patterns. The term Islamic is used there are not only in its purely religious sense, but also for overall society and the culture historically associated with Islam. In the society, not everything that was happening originated directly from religion, but it took place in society where Muslims and their faiths were recognized as a socially dominant. Non-Muslim always formed an integral, if subordinate, part of the society, as did Jews and as did Jews and Christendom. The Christendom, it means author give you information about the initial of this chapter, that the Islam, rise of Islam and their expansion during 6th century to 1200 century. Their area that was very vast, it was from Egypt to Afghanistan. Their culture was totally different. I have already informed you in the starting of this chapter. So, my dear student, एकदम आसानी से आप इस बात को समझ सकते हैं कि आज नाउ ए डे हम वी आर लिविंग इन 21st सेंचुरी, हम 21वीं सदी में जी रहे हैं, प्रवेश कर चुके हैं। वर्ल्ड के लगभग सभी भागों में हमें मुसलमान दिखाई देते हैं, इस्लामिक रिलीजन्स के फॉलोअर्स हमें मिलते हैं। इनकी संख्या 1 अरब से अधिक है। भिन्न भिन्न राष्ट्रों के नागरिक हैं, अलग अलग भाषाएं बोलते हैं और उनका पहनावा भी अलग अलग है। वे जिन तरीकों से मुसलमान बने वो भी भिन्न भिन्न प्रकार के थे और वे परिस्थितियां भी भिन्न थीं जिनके कारण वे अपने रास्तों पर चले। फिर भी मुस्लिम समाज की जड़ें एक अधिक एकीकृत अतीत में समाहित है, जिनका प्रारंभ लगभग 1400 ईयर एगो अरब पेनिनसुला में हुआ। एक ऐसा ग्रुप था जिसका डेवलपमेंट हुआ, जो तेजी से फैला और ये धीरे धीरे एक बड़े एम्पायर पे फैलते हुए विकास कर गया। इट वॉज एक्सटेंड फ्रॉम द होल एरिया, the civilization, the Islamic culture that stretches out from Egypt to अफगानिस्तान। तो ये अलग अलग पहनावे के लोग, ये अलग अलग क्षेत्रों में रहने वाले मुस्लिम्स, भले ही इनमें थोड़ी बहुत चेंजेज हो, लेकिन सभी के राजनीतिक मत, इनका उदय, इनका प्रारंभ, मेन प्लेस अरब था। हम इस अध्याय में इस्लाम के उदय और मिस्र से अफगानिस्तान तक इनके विस्तार के बारे में भी पढ़ेंगे। इतने बड़े क्षेत्रों में इनका विस्तार कैसे हुआ, इन चीज़ों पर चर्चा करेंगे। और फिर 600 to 1200 की अवधि में ये पूरा एरिया इस्लामिक सभ्यता का केंद्र कैसे बना, इन सारी बातों पे हम डिटेल करेंगे, ध्यान देंगे। इस्लामिक शब्द का प्रयोग यहाँ केवल उसके धार्मिक अर्थों में नहीं है, बल्कि उसके समूचे समाज और संस्कृति के लिए भी किया गया है, जो ऐतिहासिक दृष्टि से इस्लाम में संबद्ध रही। इस समाज में जो कुछ भी घटित हो रहा था, उसका उद्भव सीधे धर्म से नहीं हुआ था। जो घटनाएं इस अरबिक पेनिनसुला में हो रही थी, उसका डायरेक्ट रिलेशन सिर्फ रिलीजन से नहीं था, बल्कि उसका उद्भव, उसकी ओरिजिन एक ऐसी सोसाइटी से थी जिसमें मुसलमानों को और उनके धर्म को सामाजिक रूप से प्रमुखता प्राप्त थी। गैर मुस्लिम भले ही कुछ गौड़ सही, लेकिन हमेशा इस समाज में अभिन्न भाग रहे, जैसे कि ईसाई प्रदेशों में यहूदी, जैसे हिंदुस्तान में हिंदू। इस तरह से दुनिया के विभिन्न क्षेत्रों में जहाँ इस्लामिक साम्राज्य की स्थापना हुई, हमें थोड़े बहुत परिवर्तन के साथ कुछ न कुछ दिखा। ये एक विशेषता थी इस्लामिक सिविलाइजेशन की, सभ्यता की। इसको समझने के लिए इफ यू विल minutely observe about the origin of Islam, then you clearly find that their area, that their empire was very vast. It was from Egypt to Afghanistan. It was from Constantinople to African continents, Iraq, Syria. That's why I'm saying this area was very vast. It stretches from the various कल्चर इट ये बहुत सारे साम्राज्य को अपने पार्ट में लिए हुए था, समेटे हुए था। ये इसकी अपनी विशेषता थी। आज इसी चैप्टर को हम प्रॉपरली रीड करेंगे। आवर अंडरस्टैंडिंग द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द सेंट्रल इस्लामिक लैंड बिटवीन 600 to 1200 इज बेस्ड on the chronicles or tawarikh, which narrate events in the older of time, and semi-historical works such as biographies, sirah, record of the saying and doing the prophet, hadith, and the commentaries on the Quran, tafasir. The material from which these works were produced was a large collection of the every witness, reporters, akhbar transmitted over a period of time, either orally or the paper. The automatically of each report cover was tested by the critical method which traced the chain transmission, the isnad, and established the reliability of the narrators. Although the method was not foolproof, medieval Muslims writers were more carefully in selecting the information and understanding the motives of their informant than were their contemporaries in other part of the world on controversial issues. They produced the different variations of the same events as they found in their source, leaving the task of the judgment to their readers. Their descriptions of event closer to their own times is more systematic and the analytical and less of collection of the akhbar. Most of the chronicles and the semi-historical works are in Arabic, the best being in the Tarikh of Tabri, which has been translated into English in 38 volumes. The Persian chronicles are few, but they are quite detailed in their the treatment of Iran and Central Asia. Christian chronicles written in Syriac are the fewer, but they throw interesting light on the history of early Islam. Besides chronicles, we have legal texts, geographies, travelogues, and the literary work such as stories and poems. Democrat, documentary evidence, the fragmentary pieces of writing such as official order or the private correspondence is the most valuable for the writing histories because it does not consciously refer to event and the person. It comes almost entirely from Greek and the Arabic papyri, good for administrative history. And the Geniza records some evidence has emerged from archaeological excavations done at deserted place, numismatics, study of coins, and the epigraphy, study of inscriptions, sources which is of great value of the economic history, art history, and the establishing of the name of the dates. Prophet histories of Islam began to be written in the 19th century. by universities professors in Germany and the Netherlands, the colonial interest in the Middle East and North Africa encouraged French and the British researchers to study Islam as well Christian priests to pay close attention to the history of Islam and produced some of good work, although their interest was mainly to compare Islam with Christianity. These scholars, called Orientalists, are known for their knowledge of Arabic and Persian and central and the critical analysis of the original text. Ignaza, the Gold Zihar, was the Hungarian Jew who studied at the Islamic College Al Azhar in Cairo and produced path-breaking the studying in Germany for Islam, Islamic law and technology. 20th century historians of Islam have the largely followed the interest and method of Orientalists. They have widened scope of Islamic history by including the new topic and by the using allied disciplines such as the economic, anthropology and strategy have refined many aspects of the Orientalist studies. Historiography of Islam is a good example of how religion can be studied with the modern historical method by those who may not share the custom and belief of the people they are studying. Dear student, here author want to inform you about the evidences, a source of history to understand the Islamic culture during 6th century to 12th century. If you will read this whole paragraph, which I read here, if you will point out all the things that which sources is important to give information about Islam. First, that was inscriptional informations, or we can divide into three parts. First, the textual informations, where we have seen the various type of text, religious text like Quran, like Hadith, like Tawarikh, Sharia. These type of books gives us many more informations about ancient Islam. Second, archaeological findings, where we see the archaeological finding that was inscriptions, that was coins, that was monuments. Here monuments it means the building structure which they made during that time like mosque. I will show you one pic about initial mosque in this chapter. If you will try to search, you can also find it properly. It's given in this chapter. That is pyramid shape. And then after, third, the contemporary writers who wrote the biography of the various elite class family, various warriors biography, and in 20th century, 19th century, the various historians of the European society, they did work a lot to pick the various informations, to collect the various information about that. These are all the resources. The Al Azhar Islamic College in Cairo produced a path breaking to study in German of Islamic and the theology. It means in this chapter everyone give their contribution to collect the information about Islam. we have the various evidences. Behalf of that, we are going to read this chapter. This is not a gossip. This is not a only story. This is a history that is the proper history on the behalf of the evidence, on the behalf of the sources. I am going to narrate this chapter. The topic is the rise of Islam in Arabia. First topic, faith, community, and politics. During 612-32, during 612 to 32, the Prophet Muhammad preached the worship of single God Allah and the member of single community of the believers Ummah. This was the origin of Islam. Muhammad was the Arabs by language and culture and the merchant by professions. 6th century Arab culture was largely confined to Arabian Peninsula and areas of southern Syria and Mesopotamia. The Arabs were divided into tribes, Kabila, each led by chief who was chosen partly on the basis of family the connections but more of his personal courage, wisdom and generosity, the Murawwa. Each tribe had its own god or goddess who was worshipped and enrolled Sanam in a shrine. Many Arab tribes were the nomadic Bedouins, moving from dry to green areas, oases of the desert in search of food, mainly dates, and fodder for their camels. Some settled in cities and the practiced trade or agriculture. Muhammad's own tribe, Quraysh, lived in Makkah and controlled the main shrine. There a cube-like structure called Kaaba, in which idols were placed. Even the tribes outside Makkah considered the Kaaba holy and installed their own idols, their own idols, and this shrine making annual the pilgrimage Hajj to the shrine. Makkah was located on the crossroads of the trade routes between Yemen and Syria, which further enhanced the city's importance. The Meccan shrine was the sanctuary, pilgrimage, and commerce gave the nomadic and settled tribes opportunities of the communities with one another and shared their beliefs and customs. Although the polytheists, Arabs were the vaguely familiar with the nation of Supreme God Allah, possibly under the influence of the Jewish and Christian tribes living in the Middle East. Their attachment of idols and shrine was more immediate and stronger. My dear student, here clear-cut information given about the Prophet Muhammad and the rise of Islam. Author want to inform you that in 612 to 632 Prophet Muhammad ने एक ईश्वर अल्लाह की पूजा करने और उनके आस्तिकों इसे उम्मा के एक ही समाज की सदस्यता का प्रचार किया। प्रॉफेट मोहम्मद ने कहा कि उम्मा जो एक ऐसा ग्रुप है जो सभी एक अल्लाह पे विश्वास करे, सब एक ही समाज के सदस्य हों, यही इस्लाम का मूल था। पैगंबर मोहम्मद सौदागर थे, पैगंबर मोहम्मद एक व्यापारी थे और भाषा तथा संस्कृत की दृष्टि से अरबी थे। 6th सेंचुरी एडी में अरब संस्कृति का अधिकांशतः अरब प्रायद्वीप और दक्षिण सीरिया और मेसोपोटामिया के क्षेत्रों तक सीमित थी। 6th सेंचुरी के आसपास अरब इतने बड़े क्षेत्र पर विस्तृत नहीं थी, एक छोटे क्षेत्र पर डेवलप थी। अरब एक छोटे छोटे कबीलों में डिवाइड था, कई सारे कबीले बटे हुए थे और प्रत्येक कबीले का नेतृत्व उसके हेड जिसे शेख कहा जाता था के द्वारा किया जाता था। ये शेख कुछ हद तक पारिवारिक संबंधों के आधार पर, फैमिली रिलेशन के आधार पर, लेकिन ज़्यादातर अपनी व्यक्तिगत साहस और बुद्धिमानी और उदारता मुरव्वा के आधार पर चुने जाते थे। ये कबीले के जो लोग थे, इनके जो हेड थे, वो विजडम और जनरसिटी, जिसे मुरब्बा कहते थे, उसके आधार पर चुने जाते थे। कहता है प्रत्येक ट्राइब्स के, ईच ट्राइब्स हैड इट्स ओन गॉड और गॉडेस, प्रत्येक कबीले के अपने भगवान थे। हु वाज वर्शिप्ड एज एन idol सनम इन श्राइन मेनी अरब ट्राइब्स वर द नोमैडिक बेडुइन्स। कहते हैं प्रत्येक कबीले के अपने अपने भगवान थे, या वो देवी थे या वो देवता थे, जो बूथ या मूर्ति जिन्हें सनम के रूप में दीवालों में रख के पूजा की जाती थी। बहुत से अरबी कबीले खाना बदोश थे, इट मीन्स नोमैडिक थे। बेडुइन्स कहा गया इनके लिए एक वर्ड, जो भोजन की तलाश में एक जगह से दूसरी जगह तक घूमते रहते थे। इनका प्रमुख खाद्य पदार्थ जिसे खाते थे वो खजूर था, और अपने ऊँटों के लिए चारे की तलाश में रेगिस्तान के सूखे हरे क्षेत्रों में नखलिस्तानों की ओर जाते थे। कुछ शहरों में इसी दौरान वो जाके बस गए और व्यापार तथा खेती का काम भी करने लगे। पैगंबर मोहम्मद का भी अपना एक कबीला था, कुरैश कबीला, जो मक्का में रहता था। उसका वहां के मुख्य धर्मस्थल पर नियंत्रण था। इस स्थल का ढांचा क्यूबिक था, घनाकार था, जिसे काबा कहा जाता था। इसमें बुत रखे जाते थे और मक्का के बाहर के कबीले को भी काबा को पवित्र मानते थे। वे इसमें से सभी इसमें अपने अपने जो मूर्तियां थीं, जो बुत जिनकी पूजा करते थे, सनम, वो भी इसमें रखते थे। हर वर्ष पूजा करने के लिए, इबादत करने के लिए लोग इस प्लेस काबा की धार्मिक यात्रा करते थे, जिसे हज कहा गया। मक्का यमन और सीरिया के बीच एक व्यापारी मार्गों के चौराहे पे स्थित था। ये एक ऐसी जगह पे था जहां 4 रोड्स एक दूसरे से मिलते थे, और ये जो चौराहा था जिससे व्यापारी आते जाते थे, इबादत गाह, धार्मिक यात्रा करने के क्रम में पड़ता था। मक्का यमन और सीरिया के चौराहे के जो बीच का रास्ता था उस पर स्थित था, जिससे शहर का महत्व बढ़ गया, मक्का का इंपॉर्टेंस बढ़ गया। काबा को एक ऐसी पवित्र जगह, हरम माना जाता था, जहां हिंसा वर्जित थी और सभी दर्शनार्थियों को सुरक्षा प्रदान की जाती थी। तीर्थ यात्रा और व्यापार ने खाना बदोश, नोमैडिक पीपुल्स और बसे हुए कबीलों को एक दूसरे के साथ बातचीत करने और अपने विश्वासों और रीति रिवाजों को आपस में बांटने का मौका दिया। जब लोग काबा में कलेक्ट होते थे, असेंबल होते थे, तो एक दूसरे की धर्म चीज़ों पे चर्चाएं करते थे, बातें करते थे, जिससे दोनों के बीच इंटरेक्शन बढ़ा। हालांकि जो पॉलिथिस्ट थे लोग, बहुदेववादी लोग जो थे, वो अरबों को अल्लाह कहे जाने वाले परमात्मा की धारणा के बारे में अस्पष्ट थी, लेकिन मूर्तियों और इबादतगाहों के साथ उनके लगाव सीधा और मजबूत था। अल्लाह क्या है उनके बारे में वो क्लियर नहीं थे पॉलिथिस्ट, लेकिन जो मूर्तियाँ रखी थी काबा में, उसके प्रति वो ज़्यादा प्रभावित थे उनसे। ये तो एक जनरल इंफॉर्मेशन हुआ इस्लाम का। इन दिस पैराग्राफ I have discussed about the initial story of the Islam, why the Kaaba was important and why Makkah was important. I told you Makkah was situated on the 4th path, that was the trade path. Traders moved, so that's why this place have very important role. And Kaaba, that is also the religious place. According to Islamic followers, everyone have protected in that area. No one have exploited particular that regions. और फिर बहुत सारे लोग उस जगह पे इकट्ठा हुए, कनेक्ट हुए, लोगों ने आपस में बातें की और इस्लाम के बारे में समझने का प्रयास किया। अराउंड 612 प्रॉफिट मोहम्मद, जिन्होंने अपने को मैसेंजर ऑफ गॉड घोषित कर दिया, और फिर उन्होंने किस तरीके से इस्लाम का प्रचार किया, यहाँ से हम आपके नेक्स्ट वीडियो में पढ़ेंगे। आज के लिए इतना ही। ओके, गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर।